Hello, I'm Rachel Piper. Welcome to my channel, Size Diverse Pilates, where I'm trying to make Pilates more accessible to the larger population. Today, we're going to play around with a reformer workout that is a few of my favorite things. So, goal is to keep it a little bit short, but we'll see how it goes. But we're just going to hit a few of my favorite things that I like to do in reformer. So this will be beginner to potentially intermediate, depending, but I'll try and throw out some options. One spring footwork. So go ahead, put one spring on. Can be heavy, medium, or light, doesn't really matter. I have heavy on. Bring yourself down to your reformer in your Pilates feet. You're gonna inhale to press out. Exhale to come back in. You're gonna have to press your tailbone down and come in with your center. And reach it out again and come back. If you're gripping with those toes, see if you can bring yourself back in without gripping the toes, because you're not going to be able to use them on the next few exercises or next few foot positions. Take it out and come back in. As we're doing this, I want you to think about pressing the top of the back of the head in, inhaling nice and wide and inhaling back into your carriage. And we'll do an approximation. One more out. And exhale to bring it all in. Pick both feet up at the same time. Place your arches on. Curl the toes over. Curl the heels under. Take yourself out and then pull yourself back in all the way. So as you go out, you're trying to reach nice and tall, which sometimes can be hard without that extra spring tension, but you can just give it a try today. Reach out and come back in. So it's a little bit of a slower press out and press back in, because we don't want to just fly out and hang out or come in and bang the carriage. So we get to play a little bit of that slow and steady. And this is teaching us how to use our center to bring the carriage back in, which is really important for different exercises like the long stretch series that we do, and even stomach massage. I mean, there's just so many reasons why we need to know how to bring the carriage in and focus on our center. Come on in, pick both feet up to heels, take the toes up, take them out, reach it back in. And this one we really have to use the body because there's absolutely nothing gripping the foot bar here. We just barely have those heels on. So as we get in, we have to really try and pull ourselves in. And you can use your breath to get you all the way back in. Let's do 3 more. Taking it out and pulling back in. Excellent. Last one here. Come back in, lift up the feet, go to your parallel position, press out, and then you're just going to lower down and lift up 5 times. That's all. We're just going to do 5. This one doesn't really stretch the body, but it does help you think about how to sort of loosen up the knees a little bit. So instead of locking the knees, we have to loosen the knees and then go ahead and bend to come back in, trying not to grip with those toes again. Well, you're gonna go into a Pilates V here and do my favorite 100 position on the reformer. It doesn't involve the straps, but I do like the straps because it is very powerful. But from here, we're gonna be in a Pilates V. We're gonna press ourselves out. We're gonna reach out and we're gonna press into that foot bar. Really stand in that foot bar, reach the heels together, wrap the thighs together, bring the arms up. Nice big inhale. On your exhale, come up, bring the arms down into your upper ab curl. Start inhaling for 5 and exhaling 5 from here. Now from here, I want you to think about the opposition from those feet all the way to your upper ab curl and where you're pumping your arms from. I want you to inhale nice and wide, open up the collarbones. Exhale all the way through your center, all the way down to your heels. And if you need to go a little bit closer with the body or a little bit wider, that's okay. Wherever you need to be, to think about pumping those arms from your back. So instead of doing it from the shoulder, we're thinking about how strong we are in our back. So maybe you have to go just a little bit slower, and that's okay too. Let's do a couple more breaths here. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling. And last one. And exhaling. Then come on in. Now you'll have to come up because we need an extra spring so that we can go into coordination. So 2 springs, 1 heavy, 1 light, 1 medium, 1 light. For me, I have 2 heavies, so that's your only option. That's okay too. Always like 2 springs. Now, tailbone's going to be heavy. We're going to do my favorite coordination position, which is an archival position here. Tops of the arms stay on your mat the entire time. For this one, the head stays back and then the legs reach low. Now, if you can't reach the legs low, you can also reach them high. This is a little bit more intermediate here. So if you know your position, you can just go ahead and do that. But as you inhale, you're gonna press out long. You have to hold out, open, close, pull the legs back in, then pull the arms back in. You have to be nice and high, really reaching your ribs back. If that is too much, go high with the legs. Inhale to reach out, open, close, pull the legs in, then pull the arms in. If your ribs are reaching up at all, please go higher with those legs. Inhale, reach out, open, close, pull the legs in, pull the arms in. We have 2 more. Nice big inhale. Exhale to bring it home. Last one. Reach it. Come back in. And then you can hang those up and come up nice and easy here. Now, we're going to do my favorite rowings. This one is a little bit more what I give to some of my beginners or those who have trouble sitting upright. You're going to put your box on and make sure that you have enough room or that you can grab your handles. And your box can be anywhere. The farther back that it is to your handles, actually the easier this is going to be a little bit to control it. So whatever lightest spring you have is good. Again, I just have heavies. So you'll get on top of the box. Now, when you're on top of the box, this is great practice if you haven't been on your box yet, to really see what it's like to be up tall. Now, I want you to cross the legs and pull the legs in, because as we start working these arms, as we pull forward, our body is going to want to go backwards. So I'm sitting back kind of far. So maybe give yourself a little extra room here and then pull those legs into you. We're just going to do some rowing sets here. So you're just going to inhale to come up and exhale to come down. So think that you're lifting a platter up and exhaling to bring it back down. Now you can check to see how tall you are. And the idea is to be as tall as you can from your tailbone to the top of your head. That will help you when you get to the more advanced rowings. One more here. I like to do 5. And reach it down. Now we just open up the arms a little bit out to the side. This is also prep for arm circles, which is a later exercise. We're going to take the arms out to the sides and bring them back down. And we have 5 of these as well. Nice big inhale and exhale. 3 more just like that. You're trying to be nice and tall. Doesn't matter how high you get, but if you have a light spring, which I do not, you can tell, make sure you keep tension in your handles. If you're coming up so fast that you're losing and getting loosey-goosey here, you're losing the work to help you connect your arms to your back, keep your ribs back, and keep your back nice and tall. So that's one of the reasons to try and keep tension the whole time. Or maybe there were 2 reasons there. Last one. So that was a little out to the side. Then if you need to roll it out, you can roll it out. But we're going to go post arms here. You can go a little bit forward if you want to, but if you can go straight up, give that a try. You're going to reach the arms up and pull them back. And for this, you need to sit tall. You might need to pull your legs in a little bit more than you usually do. And last one. Pull it in, bring it down, and then we're gonna hug it out. So we're just gonna do 3. You're gonna take your arms out nice and wide, and you're gonna pull them in together and then open wide. So this is your time to be super tall again. And if you practice these another time, I think we're gonna do one bonus here. Switch the legs each time, because it's interesting when you switch your legs up as well. So there we go. There is some rowings that is going to help build us some strength so that we can do back rowings, front rowings, arm circles, and all that good stuff. Go ahead and take your box and flip it. So just like coordination, backstroke has a whole bunch of coordination to it, choreography, but you have to be really strong in it. So you're going to add a spring so that you have 2 springs. Grab your handles, and if this at all seems like too much, you can always put your box on the ground and do this with weights. It is nice to do it with the tension of the strap because it gives you a little bit more weight in your upper body. So when your legs go out, then it just helps you take your legs out and be able to pull your legs back in from your center when you have a little weight up top. So you're gonna come all the way to the front here, tailbone all the way down, then reach your arms up, and then knuckles go together and palms are actually facing away. From here, the legs actually have some work going on. You're gonna inhale to reach up, exhale to go out, inhale to reach into that 100 position, and then pull back into that start position. And that's what I mean by you get a little bit more tension. So as you come out here, you get to stand in those handles, and then you get to use them to pull your legs back in. And you just lose a little bit of that when you have the weights, but obviously it's much safer to be on the ground with some weights. Last one, we're just gonna do 5 this first direction here, and then pull it in. Then you can drop those behind you and come on off. I made that look easy. Most of the time we're struggling when we're getting off of that one. And then we're gonna do my 2 favorite long stretches. So down stretch and elephant. I love both of them. So put your headrest up, foot bar comes up, and you're gonna put your knees down for your down stretch. Press your hands into your bar and bring your chest and your hips forward. From here, you're going to push out with the legs and then pull your heart and your hips forward. 2 more like that. Press it out and pull it in. Press out and pull in. Then you can bring the knees up a little bit. Press down into your foot bar so it doesn't come up. You're gonna come into your elephant. So press the body back, and if you can reach all the way back here and keep your hip over your knee and over your ankle, that's totally fine. For me, I'm too far away and I can't lift my ribs up without coming forward. So I like to come forward a little bit and lift up my toes. Here, we're gonna do 8. So your arms and your legs are just as strong equally. So as much weight as in your hands as are in your feet, you take the legs back and then pull your center in. You're reaching your waistband and your bottom ribs up as you take it back and come forward. We're gonna do it just a nice slower pace here to reach out, pull in, and really focus on how the back is reaching up and how we're pulling our legs in with our center. And exhale, last one. And then put some weight in those hands. Don't grab the bar. Always push down to come back off. Next, what are some of my other favorite things? I just have a little cheat sheet over here of my stuff because sometimes I'll just do like everything. Let's go into some short spine. Well, that's always a good one. So go ahead and put your foot bar down take yourself onto your carriage, place the headrest down, and then put your shortest straps on, is what I'm trying to do here. And mine want to be a little tricky today. So, okay, shortest strap here. And then I want you to think about, can you put your heels together here? And then can you reach up and put your straps on at the same time? And then bring your tailbone down and press the feet away a little bit. This is our start position here. You're gonna press out and come back in. We're just gonna do a couple of short strap frog here. Let's do 3 more, so that'll be 5. Just pressing out and coming back in. Headrest is down so that we can prep for our short spine. Now, if you can't do short spine or haven't done it before, and you're a little worried about it, just continue to do frog, or you can do leg circles, leg circle frog, any of that. But from here, you're gonna press those arms in, reach those heels out. As the heels reach out, you're gonna connect to your midline, press in with those arms to lift the legs up, then bend the knees in, keep the heels above your head for as long as you can as you reach the spine down. Then you get to roll your heels down, and we do that again. We press out, we reach into the arms, we reach up into those straps, then we bend the knees down, take the body down, and then push the heels down the midline and press out again. We're gonna do 2 more. So keep the heels up for as long as possible. Try and really get some traction in that low back as you come down. And if it's a little bit too much for you to hold here and come down, you can take the feet down with the spine at the same time. It's just a little bit of a different feeling. For me, it's a little bit more inner thigh than it is that sort of stretch and push through my bottom. So go ahead and take the straps off. We'll come up. We're just going to do 3 more of my favorite things. And of course, a couple of them have to be short backs. So put your headrest down. Should have been already down unless you were doing leg circle and frog. Put your backs on. From here, I'm gonna gear out and put all my springs on. Or not all of them, but 4 out of the 5. Then take your bar, place it underneath your foot strap, and then bring yourself onto that short box. From here, then you can place your other foot underneath. And so I love all of short box, but I'm just gonna pick 2 things that we don't normally do. Same idea as our round and our flat. When we're in this position, we wanna pull those legs apart to really engage the muscles back here. And then we wanna turn on our back side. So instead of being low, having the knees bent and not engaging the legs, because we think our strap, as long as we flex, our strap is gonna, help us out. But really we need to turn on everything on the back side and really reach those legs out so that we can sit nice and tall. From here, we're gonna do our side bend. So reach the arms up, and then from here, we are going up and over. There should be just as much stretch in the hand, the bottom hand, as the top hand when you're doing this one. So reach up and over and really turn on that back side of the body, the butt, the back of the legs as you reach over and up. 1 more each side. We inhale into that stretch, exhale to come out of it. 1 more. Inhale over and exhale up. Then from here, we're gonna rotate and we're gonna reach and come back and twist back to center, just 2 each side. We rotate, the back of the body's turned on, we reach away, and then we come back center. Think about pulling that bar apart as you reach out and then come back in. So pull the bar apart as you twist and reach and come back. Ooh, excellent. All right, here we go. Knee stretches next. Take your box off. And I realize I skipped stomach massage, but this is my favorite things, and I can't say that it's my favorite thing, but it's definitely doable. So put your poles away, get everything out of the way. I'm gonna gear back in, so you get like a tiny little breath after that nice little short box series. 2 springs, foot bar is up, and headrest can stay where it is. You're gonna come back into that same position we were in our down stretch with the feet against the shoulder blocks. You're trying to reach those heels back, trying to reach the ball of the foot down. We have nice weight in the foot bar with our hands. Then we round the back, and we're really tall from our tailbone to the top of the head here. We're sitting back, and then from here, we need to push into those arms so that we have our back connection. We keep the back connection, then the only thing that moves are the legs go out, and then we pull them back in. So we go out and pull in, out and pull in. We just have 5 here. Last one, we pull in, then we're gonna arch away. So tailbone comes up, chest comes forward. We're still standing in those arms. We push back and pull back in. Push back, pull back in. 2 more. And then we come back in. Go ahead and add 2 more springs. We got to do a little running, right? Come down to your carriage. Come back, pop your headrest up. Come into a parallel position. 3 to 4 springs, good enough. And then press out. And then as you're out here, think about how long you are. Open up the shoulders, open up the hip space here. Reach one heel under as the opposite knee lifts, and then you switch, and then we're running. So think about having your arms press into your carriage, press the back of the top of the head in, and try and keep equal weight in both hips the whole time. If you're wondering if you're shifting in the hips, you can always place your hands right on top of the hip bones here, just to see what's going on. Let's do 2 more each side. And then come up and come back in. Let's throw in just a little bottom lift, because I do, like I said, I love pretty much everything, so it's hard for me to do my favorite things. So, well, my favorite things intermediate style. So let's come into our bottom lift or our pelvic lift here. So press the tailbone down, and then from there, I want you to lift the pelvis up. Then you press out, and think about actively pressing your tailbone down toward the mat, but keep the hips lifted. This keeps our pelvis in a more neutral position, which is what we're aiming for. We're trying not to tuck. We're trying to be super long. Last 2. Reach out, come in. Last one. Back in, pull it in, then take the pelvis down. We're gonna go into our side split to end. But if you know what Eve's lunge is or any other stretch, you can go ahead and do that stretch instead. For me, I don't like to do anything on one spring. So, except for rowings, I'll do that. So I have like a 1.5 on here. So take your foot out to your carriage, and then heel ball or heel toe out until you're in a parallel position here. If you have trouble being in parallel, maybe lift the toes for a second. Might need a pad, or you might need to put a basin, whatever that's called, the basin. So squeeze that together, reach the arms out, then you're gonna press the legs out and then pull them back in. I kind of like this, especially with the shirt that I have on, which has kind of this stuff. I always feel like when I'm looking at myself on camera that I look like I'm a star. And then I come back in. Let's do 2 more. Reach it out and pull it in. Now, if you're slipping at all, like feet, you can grab an extra pad. Heel toe in, then step yourself onto the carriage to turn around and go to that other side. So we'll step onto the wood first, or your carriage, then get yourself into a parallel position. Toes should be about equal towards the front, reach the arms out, press out, and then pull yourself back in. We're gonna do 5. I like to think as I reach out, as I come back in, that somebody's pulling me up super tall, like a little string on my head as we come in. Reach out and then come back in, and then you'll heel toe over, step to your carriage, and then step down. And that's it. So those are some of my favorite things. I would call that my favorite things, beginner to intermediate there. But honestly, a lot of that stuff and a lot of the concepts there are really intermediate work. So if this was just a little bit too much, a little bit too fast or something like that, then you can always go back and practice some of the other videos. But excuse me, I will definitely do a few more of the workouts with the level 2 and the level 3 coming up. So stay tuned for that. And I will do some where they are much slower and a little bit more intentional, instead of like, let's get into position and move and stuff like that. We'll do a few more where we get to slow down, we get to feel what it's like to be in position, and then try a few different ranges and things. So that's what the goal here is, to throw something like this in, and then throw something in that has more of the exercises, the building exercises, and then switch it up a little bit. So if you liked this workout, which I'm not editing at all, so, but if you like this workout, please hit the like and maybe share and subscribe so that I can make more videos a little more often for everybody. Thank you again for coming to my channel.